Today we're making the ultimate steak sandwich with grilled tomatoes and whipped ricotta. Who doesn't love a juicy steak sandwich? That perfectly grilled steak, buttery caramelized onions, and a little melty Swiss cheese. It's heavenly. Hi, I'm Angie, and welcome back to Dinner and a Side, where my sister Laura and I share our favorite dinner combos. Follow along and you'll have dinner on the table in no time. Let's get started with the steak sandwich. There are a few components to this sandwich, but it wouldn't be the ultimate without them. Trust me, it's worth it. First, I'm gonna slice up some onions so we can get started on the caramelized onions. This is what takes the longest. Did you know that onions make you cry less when they're cold? Angie taught me that. It really helps. Okay, let's get the onions going in the pan. To make it a little faster, one of our subscribers suggested adding water to the pan at the beginning. Doing this cuts about 10 minutes off of an otherwise lengthy process, so I think it's worth it. Once that evaporates, add olive oil and butter and get them nice and caramelized. See how great those turned out? Let's get started on this delicious side dish. I'm going to chop some pistachios for the whipped ricotta. This adds such a nice crunch. Put them in a pan on medium for a few minutes just to get a little toasted. While the pistachios are toasting, I'm going to add the ricotta, olive oil, and a bit of salt to the food processor. Blend until smooth. Taste and adjust the seasoning if necessary. Whipped ricotta is so good. It's usually served as a dip, but when we add the tomatoes, it makes a great side dish. It's so creamy. Now for the tomatoes. These are little Campari tomatoes, or you could use Roma tomatoes as well. The small tomatoes can just be sliced in half. Some salt will really bring out the flavor, so give them a good sprinkle. A crusty bread is ideal for dipping. I'm using a French baguette from my local bakery. Drizzle on some olive oil. I'll just pile these up here so we can take everything out to the grill. Okay, while you get your grill ready, I am going to do the aioli, the chimichurri for the sandwiches, and then get the steak on. For the aioli, we just need mayo, garlic, and lemon juice. Easy peasy. To make the chimichurri, we're just gonna add parsley. I'm using cilantro, and I'm using all the stems too, if you can see. Put that into your chopper or food processor. Red wine vinegar, and you'll need olive oil, garlic, a red chili, oregano, salt and pepper. Blend it just until it's chunky. Now for the steak, my favorite part. I'm using a beautiful ribeye steak today. You can use skirt steak, a flank steak, whatever you have on hand. And I'm going to be using my grill pan inside to cook this, but you can choose your grilling method. If you want to cook it outside on your grill, or you want to use the air fryer or do a reverse sear in the oven, all of those are great methods. First, pat the steak with a paper towel to get some of the moisture off. That'll help you get a nice sear on the steak. Then we'll brush both sides with some olive oil, and we'll season it really well with salt and ground black pepper. I use kosher salt to season steak. Okay, let's get this steak on. I'm gonna sear this piece of meat for about 5 to 6 minutes per side because it's so thick. But how long yours is going to need will depend on the thickness, so be sure to use an instant read thermometer to know when it's done. Remove it when it reaches 125 to 130 degrees for medium rare. This is perfect. We're just gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes while we finish up the salad. Angie, are you ready to grill those tomatoes? I preheated the grill to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I brushed the grill grates with a little bit of cooking oil to keep the tomatoes from sticking. I'm just going to spread these all out so they have enough room. It'll take about 2 minutes per side for both the bread and the tomatoes. Even if you're not able to get the grill marks, don't leave them on longer than 4 minutes. They'll start to get soggy. These are perfect. We're ready to put everything together. I'm back to the plate of ricotta I made earlier. I'm going to drizzle on some olive oil. Sprinkle on the pistachios. Use as many as you want and keep the rest for later. I always find they get scooped up quickly and I want to add some more. Now pile the tomatoes on top. And serve it with the crostini on the side. That is so good. Let's try this out. It's so good. The
tomatoes in it are delicious.
Wow, that does look really great. Let's get these sandwiches put together so that we can eat. Butter the rolls and set them on the grill pan for 2 to 3 minutes to get a little toasty. I'm gonna put a generous amount of aioli on each side of the roll and slice the steak against the grain, then slap it on the bottom roll. Add a good scoop of those gorgeous caramelized onions, then a slice of cheese. This is where the magic happens. I'm gonna broil these for about 3 to 4 minutes to melt the cheese. Just wait for it. Doesn't that look great? The final steps, just add the arugula to the top, drizzle on the chimichurri, and these are ready to eat. The ultimate steak sandwich.
If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you make the recipe, we'd love to see your comments below.